I know most of you might be thinking, did he really get his visa? And yes, I got my visa, and here is my evidence. I got my visa, guys. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Justice, and I'll be sharing the 9 questions and the 9 answers I gave to earn this approval. Let's get right into it. So I was approved on the 16th of August 2023, and I got to the US on the 28th of August 2023. So for those of you who don't know what F1 visa interview is, F1 visa is your final step in your application to study in the United States. This is where you sit before a consular, or rather you stand before a consular to get interviewed, and he will decide your fate on whether you'll be getting the visa or not. Sounds intense, right? But don't panic. It's mostly about confirming your plans and your financial stability. I got admitted into Western Michigan University, and I had zero funding, like zero, not even partial or stuff. I had zero funding, and my deficit was about $33,000. It's possible to get your visa without having the funding. Most people think you must have some kind of funding, maybe partial funding or fully funded scholarship before you can get your visa, but that's a lie. So the first question I was asked was, what are you going to do in the US? I tried so much to keep my answer short and simple. Yeah, and the answer I gave was, I'm going to the United States of America to acquire a bachelor's degree in film, video, and media studies. I would always advise you keep your first answer short and simple, so you don't start up with answering questions you weren't asked. And the second question I was asked was, why film, video, and media studies? And my answer was, I'm pursuing this program because it aligns with my career goals and passion. Growing up, I've always had passion for making movies and the whole film production in general, and that led me into enrolling in a 3-month program where I learned video editing, and in a few months time I created my own film production team where we created a YouTube channel and uploaded short films on YouTube, which we've earned over 300,000 subscribers and millions of views weekly. So acquiring a degree in this field will likely be the last piece of my puzzle. So that was the end of my answer for the second question. Immediately I said that, I smiled because my consular was already smiling. Like, she made things a little bit easier for me. So after saying that, I just smiled and maintained eye contact. She honestly was impressed with everything I was saying, but her favorite part is the third answer I gave, and let's get right into the question. So the third question was, how will you fund your education? This question was really big, and I knew this question was one of those questions that would determine if I'll be getting my visa or not. So I went prepared. I went with the bank statement that had over 40 million naira in it, in case they requested the bank statement, which they didn't request the bank statement. So what I realized was that if they ask you this question and you sound convincing, they wouldn't even request a bank statement anymore. And also, my mom was my sponsor. The answer I gave for how would you fund your education was, my mom will be sponsoring me. She owns a private high school with about 400 students and about 30 staffs, and she owns about 4 rental properties across Nigeria with an annual income of about 100 million naira. The lady was really impressed with this answer. I really don't know why, but immediately I said this, she just came forward like that was exactly what she was doing. Sorry. And at that point I knew I was like on the right path. So if I didn't get this visa, it's something I said after this question. So what's the next question? Let's go. So the next question was, what are your post-study plans? I told them my goal is to return to Nigeria and contribute to my country's movie industry known as Nollywood, and as well channel the knowledge I've acquired into my own movie production team. And that was the end. Like, I made sure to always keep it short because I was like, if I say anything wrong now, like after the third question, she was impressed already. So I knew if I had said anything wrong after that third question, she might decide to not approve me or something. I made sure to keep almost literally every answer after that short, like short and simple. I just went straight to the point. I would always advise you mention how your US education would help you achieve your goals back home. They want to be sure you have like a home tie, and you also plan on channeling the knowledge you acquire from the US to your home country. The goal is to convince them that you have enough funds to fund your education in the US, and secondly, you would come back. So the fifth question I was asked was, have you ever been to the US? In this question, I would advise, if you've been to the US, say yes. Be honest, like be really honest with this question. If you've been to the US, say yes, because if you lie, they could actually see it there, like if you've been to the US or not. So for me, I said no, I've never been to the US. I just gave a direct answer, and immediately I said no, I've never been to the US. She interrupted me and asked the sixth question. So the sixth question she asked was, how many schools did you apply to? And my answer was, I applied to about 4 schools and got admitted into 3. I got admitted into Western Michigan University, Oakland University, and Wayne County Community College. So this was the 7th question she asked, why Western Michigan University? And my answer was, my favorite Hollywood star in the person of Hill Harper, usually holds summer classes with the students at Western Michigan University. It would be a great privilege to work with the man who is one of the greatest film producers in the US. And aside that, Western Michigan University is one of the universities in the US with the best film equipment, and it will be a great privilege to learn how to operate this equipment. It would definitely be a plus for me. So this was the answer I gave for why Western Michigan University. The 8th question I was asked in my US visa interview was, do you have relatives in the US? In this part, I just gave a direct answer, no I don't. If you say yes in this part, 99% of the time you will honestly be rejected if you say yes. Especially if you are applying for an F1 visa. Maybe if you are applying for a B1, B2 visa, they might. I'm not sure, I don't know much about B1, B2. As for F1 visa, if you say yes, 99% of the time you get rejected. Like, it's a huge red flag having relatives in the US. I don't know why, but maybe for some reasons, but it's really a huge red flag having relatives in the US. I have lots of my friends in the US here who their siblings got rejected all because they said they have relatives in the US. And the last question I was asked in my visa interview, which is the 9th question, was where would you be staying in the US? At this point, I was rest assured I'll be getting my visa. Like, why would she be asking where I'll be staying in the US if she wasn't gonna give me? And aside that, she kept on smiling the entire time, so it gave me so much confidence. So when she asked would you be staying in the US, I just said I'll be staying on campus. I kept it short because I knew like she was already reaching for the white paper, so I kept it short and I was like, yeah, I'll be staying on campus. She was smiling the entire time. Maybe she was impressed with my answers or she was just having a good day. Thank God she didn't request for a proof, because honestly I had zero proof of where I'll be staying in the US. I wasn't going to stay on campus. Yeah, I wasn't going to stay on campus. I had zero proof. I'm happy she didn't ask for any kind of proof, maybe like a reservation on campus and all of that. That was how she reached for the white paper and handed me my white paper, and she was like, I'll be approving your visa. And she said some other things, but at that point, like, every other thing she said wasn't even entering my ears, because I was like, yes, I got my visa. That was the most important thing. That was the end of my visa interview, guys. Thanks guys for watching this video, and comment down below what kind of videos you would love to see on this channel, or if you have any question regarding to F1 visa interview, you could always ask in the comment section and I'll be responding to all comments. I'll be making more videos like this, so just comment down below what video you want to see next about this topic. Good luck on your visa interview. Can't wait to see you guys. So guys, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe on this video, please. Catch you next time. Woo!